Are both the teams in New York for real? Is there trouble in Packerland? And why is Mike McCarthy such a real bonehead? I don't know if we can find the answer to that question, but the other two we may find the answers. And of course, there's a lot of other questions to answer as we get ready to get you prepared for week 7 in the NFL and week 7 in our fantasy league. We're doing some fantasy talk. That's what we do here on Fantasy Football Fever. And if I'm not mistaken, we are going to be starting right now. Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Football Fever here on YouTube and on Twitch. However, you're watching, wherever you're watching, thanks for joining us. It is Tuesday night, October 18th, 2022, and we just got our little colds session right now. The weather's getting colder at night. We're not experiencing very high temperatures here in Texas. I don't know how the weather is in your area, but autumn is here. It feels like autumn right now. My name is Tim McClellan. Joining me over here, that's John Flynn, the host of Hooked on Sports. How you doing,
Yo,
John?
yo, what's going on?
Doing all right, buddy. And of course, we have our commissioner. He's kind of having some technical difficulties, but we can hear him just fine. That's Mr. John Natali down here.
Hello, everybody. Yeah,
Hey, good to
fantastic,
see you.
fantastic day going on in Giants land. We're 5-1. I know my fellow Giants fan, the Bucky Flynn, is
Yes.
happy. He just celebrated a birthday, a beautiful birthday win. Congratulations! That was a
Oh,
fantastic
yes.
win.
Yes. Happy birthday to our very own John Flynn. Well, his birthday was yesterday. So how was your day?
Well, the Giants being 5-1 and defeating the Ravens the day before my birthday was something I never would have put on my bingo cards, Tim.
Yeah,
Well,
So
I mean, I guess it was a nice birthday for you. I mean, I can't believe the Giants. I mean, of all the teams that we thought would probably be bringing
yeah,
up the rear in the division, the
yeah.
Giants. And what about those? What about those Jets? Those
Yeah.
Jets are
it's
starting to.
they're
And I was the most generous, and even I could be wrong. I said the Jets were going to be 7-10, and the Giants are going to be 8-9. Even I can be wrong.
yeah, and the Jets have another game where they could win this week. We'll get to that in a little bit, but listen, the coaching matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Coaching matters. Typically, what's up, Brandy? Typically, I'm not supposed to worship more than one god, but Brian Dable is a god to me. I mean, yeah,
yes,
and I don't know if you saw the thing where Julian Love said to the press about how Brian Dable has changed the culture. He said it's something along those lines, like it's a beautiful culture in New York. Think about this. We go through the entire process of going through Ben McAdoo, going through Pat Shermer, going through Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, and Jason Garrett and Mike Shula and James Betcher as completely overmatched coordinators, and now this is the reward Giants fans get. And look, the power rankings have the Giants with the one of the rankings have the Giants at number 5. Now, I'm not going to go that far yet because I don't think the roster is talented enough. But that's going to be something for later on. But the way you establish a culture and the way you get the guys to build to buy in is winning games and winning a lot of games early, and that's exactly what my guy Brian Dable has done.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with that. I mean, those Giants are really starting. Now they're tied with the Philadelphia Chickens for first place in the NFC East.
The Eagles are 6-0. The Giants are 5-1. So the Giants are tied for the second best record in the league with Buffalo and Minnesota at both teams at 5-1.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and something it's something that I was looking at at my Twitter feed today, and did you notice that the play through 6 weeks this year compared to last year, so the quality of play has gone down the tubes.
Seems like it.
Yeah,
Although I haven't really paid attention to that trend much.
yes, I mean there have been some very very bad primetime games. I mean Chargers Broncos last night, that was a complete dumpster fire of a game, and honestly I would have been okay if the game ended in a tie, even though I don't like ties because it messes up the standings and all that.
Right.
But if there was a game if there was a game that deserved to end in a tie, it was definitely Broncos Chargers. But of course the Broncos thing to happen, so they muff a punt in overtime and gave the Chargers an easy field goal to win. And I'll tell you, I was dead wrong on the Broncos before the season. I remember being up in arms about the Broncos going to championship Sunday, but that's obviously not going to be the case. But
And you had him as number 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, they were my 1 seed, and I had them hosting championship Sunday. And that's not going to happen. So so also something that I took away. You have the new coach, you have a new quarterback, you have a completely new system. So why exactly weren't those guys playing in the preseason? I mean, look, but look, you have those preseason games for a reason. It's to acclimate yourself into a team that they needed the preseason as much as anybody because you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, you have a brand new head coach, the quarterback needs to learn his receivers. So the expectations were for the Denver Broncos to go to the Super Bowl this year. So I hope that's the lesson that Nate Hackett took away from all of this, but because they need to they need some experience together before. So because the Broncos in the second half looked like a week 2 preseason team, and that's not anything how I envisioned the Broncos going into the season. But I digress. So I believe we have to let everyone know, Tim, about how we did this week in fantasy. And
Yes, we will go ahead and get to that right now. Let's go ahead and get that here. Let's get the league scoreboard up, share our screen. For those of you watching on YouTube and Twitch, let you guys follow along with us here. And we will begin. Let's see. I got. Is y'all see it now?
yeah, I'll see it.
There it is. Okay, well, there we are here. Starts with me getting my second victory of the season over our good friend Adam Oliver, 106.46 to 98.52. Good thing I kept Brandon Ayuk on my roster here, 28.3.
Yeah, but that was the difference maker, and also another thing, Mahomes didn't go off against Josh Allen that I thought he would. So yeah, he only wound up with 23.6 points. If he had more points than he did, I think he would have had a good shot to extend his winning streak to 4 weeks. But his winning streak stops at 3 games, and he's in the middle of the pack now at 3-3, and.
Yep, middle of the pack, 3-3. I'm up now to 2-4. And we had Casey taking down Andrew by a score of 110.68 to 102.2. Jamar Chase, another great day for him. 32.2 fantasy points for Casey.
Yeah, and he won on that Jamar Chase 60-yard touchdown pass with 2 minutes left in the Saints game. That was the play that won him the week.
Oh yeah, that was a huge play right there.
Huge, and also a huge play for the Bengals season because the Bengals have already lost 3 games by a combined 8 points, and they needed to get into the win column in the worst way possible.
That's right. That's right. So Casey has his record at 4-2, while Andrew is at 1-5. We had Natalie going up against Irene, and Natalie took this matchup by a score of 142.48 to 109.42.
And how about your guy Brees Hall, John Natalie? He showed up and balled out the other day.
I gotta watch this guy.
Yep, Brees
Yeah,
Hall.
and since I'm no longer at the bottom of the rear, since I'm no longer at the bottom of the rear, time for a name change.
Uh-oh.
Name change is in.
All right, so when we go through your week 7 through the week 7 matchups,
Yeah, we'll just go through the recap, and then we'll.
I moved up a little bit.
Yeah,
moved up a little bit.
Meanwhile, Irene goes down to 1-5.
Yeah, Irene goes down to 1-5 from that matchup. We have still undefeated in our league, the one and only John Flynn with a 154.5 to 103.1 takedown of our friend Nick Dennison. Another big, huge win for Mr. Flynn right there.
Stephon Diggs came up big, as did Austin Eckler. What a beautiful thing. So I'm actually looking at. I'm looking at my rankings. So I won't have Stephon Diggs available this week because the Bills went by. But I have the top 2 running backs in fantasy. I have the top tight end. I have the top defense. I have the two. I have the number 2 receiver. I have the number 1 and number 4 tight ends. My number 5 wide receiver is out for the season. Marquise Brown suffered a season-ending injury, and that's why I think I'm vulnerable this week, because I don't this is where my depth is going to be tested. So not only do I have Marquise Brown not able to go Thursday night, but two of my other 4 wide receivers in Dallas Goedert and not in Stephon Diggs and Devontae Smith, both on buys. So it's going to be it's going to be a challenge for me this week, but we'll see what happens.
And rounding out last week's recap, we have Dino with his Dynamite Blasters taking down Alex Putnam by a score of 109.6 to 104.12. Josh Allen was a huge difference maker for Dino with those 32.36 fantasy points.
Yeah, and that was big because now Dino takes over first place in his division, and he basically has a 2-game lead over Putnam because of the win and the head-to-head. So that's a big win for Dino.
Big win for Dino. Now as we can go to this week's matchup. And let's see if we have that new name for Mr. Natali.
Below average squad.
Well, it's better to be below average than worse. I mean, what can I say?
Yep, so you can scroll up and start the
Yeah, let's go ahead, scroll there. We'll start here. Yeah, I've got my matchup against Mr. Natali. Obviously, as y'all can probably see right here, I've got a lot of work to do between now and Thursday.
It's against me, not Natali.
Oh yeah, Flynn. Yeah, Flynn with 3 snow. Yeah, and I've got some major adjustments to do here. I got to take care of bye weeks and all that. So
yeah, and I need a new kicker because Tyler Bass of the Bills is off this week since his team is off. So that 140.5 projection is going to go up once I make a move on that. But I'll make a move sometime before kickoff on Sunday.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, we got Andrew and the Georgia Crushers taking on the Tally's below average squad now. Right now, the tally is projected at 102.5, and Andrew is at 78.7. So looks like lots of adjustments going to have to be made for Andrew's team. Meanwhile, the two good friends, Irene and Nick, are going head to head this week. Nick is projected at 140.2. Irene is at 97.0.
Also, a big thing for Dennison. He gets Tua back this weekend. So he's been struggling a lot without Tua. So I think getting him back is going to be huge for him.
Yeah, that will be huge for him. Good to have Tua back, and I hope they don't screw it up this time. And hopefully, I don't want to. I hate to see the kid getting hurt again like he did those couple of times. So he'll be good to play. We have Dino at 5-1 taking on Adam at 3-3. Right now, Adam has the edge. Projected totals 125.0 for Adam, 105.4 for Dino. And we got Casey going up against Alex, and this is a very close projected matchup right now as we speak. 119 even for Alex, and 110.7 for Casey.
Yeah, and both teams are 4-2. So,
yep.
So,
see there. So, what do we have here? Does someone Natalia had to skip. Natalia had to skip out.
I switched to mobile.
Yeah, and it's a battle between two second place teams in ours because Casey and Putnam are 4-2 in each of our divisions.
That's right. That's right. So,
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the projected playoff bracket right now. If the playoffs were to start this week, let's see what will happen here. If my screen will update.
Yeah, I looked at that earlier today. I know I would be facing Flynn.
It'll be a very tough matchup for me because I know Natalia's got a good squad, but
I'm the only one who put up a remote fight against you. So up to this point, I'm your lowest point differential as far as all the opponents.
Yeah.
So now it'll be Flynn at number 1, Dino at number 2, Putnam at 3. Casey at 4, Adam at 5, Nick at 6. I would be at 7th, and Natalia would be at 8th, which means that Andrew and Irene, the X's, would be eliminated from contention. Yeah. But we still got a long way to go. In fact, I can't believe this. We are already 6 weeks. We're already 1/3 of the way through.
Yeah, and if you can look at the standings, because I think the standings tell a huge picture of how our season's going, and particularly the second table, which is the which you can sort based on how many points everybody scored. So far this season, and that pretty much, and I think that picture tells you the tale of our fantasy season so far. If we can get the standings page up here, because
come on now,
my matchup against Andrew's gonna be interesting. That's gonna determine who won the trade. Remember when I did that trade with him?
Oh yeah.
And remind me of that trade again. Oh, you got Kyler Murray.
And I gave him Amara St. Brown, George Kittle, and Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, and Amara St. Brown comes back from his bye this week. So I think the most glaring thing is the PF on the season stats down below, and I mean, look at the colossal margin I have over everybody else. That's why I'm 6-0.
That is like totally amazing here.
I mean, murderer's row here.
Oh yeah. mean, look at Dino's in second place. He's hardly even close.
Yeah, and the Towers had some bad draws. The third most points against him are my tally against the talent. I mean, obviously, I hung 187.82 on him in week 3.
Yeah. I should be clean now and making a run now.
Yeah,
I got one guy waiting in the wings, waiting to play.
Yeah.
I got DeAndre Hopkins in the wings.
Yeah,
So-
That's mainly why I gave him Brown. I had no use for him.
Yeah, you got Andrew this week. You got and then the next 3 weeks you have a lot of opportunities to gain ground. You got Putnam, you got Casey, you got Dennison, you got Dino the next 5 weeks. So you have a lot of opportunities to catch up.
Yeah, I made 4 waiver wire requests yesterday, so we'll see if that pans out. I actually made 4 requests.
Yeah, it's who knows how many of them will actually go through.
Well, one of them will go through by default because I had a roster spot open because I gave him 3 people.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is a kicker. I mean, assuming we requested the same kicker, I would get the benefit because I'm lower seated.
I mean, I didn't put a wire on the kicker. I'm just gonna wing it for Sunday. I'll just pick one and go with it because I'm pretty good shape everywhere else.
Okay, so you're just waiting. You're not gonna do it yet.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's the one thing I have, and also given that I like my chances against him anyway without the kicker, that might be in.
I requested Jason Myers, so I'll probably end up getting him.
Yeah, I Jason Myers. I think he's for Seattle.
He's on a tear.
Yeah, he's going up against the Chargers, so I think the Seahawks should be able to move the ball up and down the field against that defense. Now we'll see how the Chargers' red zone defense fares up, but the Chargers they gave up 2 50-plus yard field goals to Brandon McManus last night, so.
Yeah. So
it seems like I'm back to stockpiling again because since I made so many requests, I'm stockpiling again.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we have our graphic up now, how we've done straight up for this past week against the spread and so far this season. Obviously, this week straight up, I did not have a very good record, 5-9 last week, but I broke even 7-7 against the spread.
Yeah. Meanwhile, John Natana couldn't get out of his own way against the spread. I mean, he was 4-10 against the spread, so which is the worst weekend, the worst weekend anybody's had up to date, and I think some of the differences why I did better than you guys. So I had one solo pick last week, and that was the Bills taking down the Chiefs. Told you the Bills were going to beat the Chiefs, guys. So I told you the team with the better defense was going to win that game, and sure enough, that they stepped up when it mattered the most.
Yeah.
I think I got my solo if I remember correctly.
We got our man Alex Putnam. Hey yo.
Hey Alex.
Yo Putnam.
Hey Putnam, if you got, I think we sent the link earlier. If you're available, you can just hop on in if you want to.
But you join us if you have time because we're about to nosedive into our picks.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that pretty soon. So if you got, I put up the link in the group chat. So find that, clicked on that, and you're welcome to join us. You're a part of us, brother.
Yeah.
So right now for the season on straight up picks, Flynn is 58-35-1. I'm at 51-42-1. Natalie 54-39-1. Meanwhile, against the spread for the season, Flynn and I have identical records at 47-45-2, while Natalie is 42-50-2.
Yeah, definitely not my specialty.
I picked up 4 games on the tally last week.
All right, so that's pretty much how we did against the spread here. So let's go ahead and we'll just go into our picks. Let's go ahead and share screen again. We're going to look at the games for this weekend, the point spreads, and of course we are making our picks, and we invite all of you to make your picks as well. See if you can pick the games better than we can. Now, before we go any further, there are bye weeks this week, so the
Yeah.
bye week teams are.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at these teams that are on bye. The Bills, the Vikings, and the Eagles. So among the teams playing this week, the team with the best record in the NFL among the other 28 is the Giants at 5-1.
Interesting.
That's
So,
weird. Minnesota is 5-1. Buffalo's 5-1. The Eagles are undefeated. The Rams are the defending Super Bowl champs. So a lot of big names are going to be unavailable this week. Cooper Kupp for the Rams, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. So a lot of big names are a lot of popular fantasy first round fantasy picks are going to be unavailable this week. So
nuts! I gotta swap Dalvin Cook out.
yeah.
all right. So all you people out there that's got players who play for the Bills, the Rams, the Vikings, or the Eagles, please make your correct adjustments. Either bench them or basically dump them if you have to. So we'll be talking about those four teams coming up on next week's show. But anyway, we go into week one with the Thursday night prime video game of the week. The New Orleans Saints are headed into Arizona to take on the Cardinals. And the Cardinals are at home with almost a pick 'em, a 1.5 point favorites right there. So Flynn, get us started on this one.
I think there are a lot of questions, rightfully so, surrounding Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray, and Steve Keim, because all of them received contract extensions during this offseason. And the Cardinals we all thought before the season the Cardinals would go 2-4 or something like that during the 6-game stretch without DeAndre Hopkins, but I found it a very disappointing 2-4 because the Cardinals gave themselves a chance to beat Philly 2 weeks ago, and then they just laid an egg against Seattle last weekend. But here's the thing going into this game. The Saints defense is atrocious. The Saints can't stop anybody on defense. They're decimated with injuries there. So they're not getting to the quarterback. And the return of DeAndre Hopkins and also the Cardinals traded with the Panthers for Robbie Anderson. So I think that much needed services with Hollywood Brown unlikely out for the foreseeable future. So I much needed refreshments. So I'll take the Cardinals to win this game 24-21 over the Saints.
All right, Natalia, what do you see here?
Yeah, this one's a very close one. Both, I could see this game going down to the end. Getting DeAndre Hopkins back is going to be huge. And although Arizona's defense is fairly weak, it's New Orleans offenses. I think they're going to have some trouble with them. I think Kamara is going to get wrestled down quite a bit. It's going to come down to the very end, but I have Arizona just edging them out 28-24.
All righty then. I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous here. Yeah, the New Orleans defense is absolutely pathetic. Of course, Alvin Kamara is. I think he's been injured. He should be. I think he's back in the lineup, and Hopkins, of course, back for Arizona. Hopefully, that could be a huge difference for them. But I've got Arizona taking this one by a score of 26-21. Give me the Cardinals on that one. Moving on down, we have the next game of the Cleveland Browns against the Baltimore Ravens, playing in Baltimore. And Baltimore are the favorites, 6.5, Lynn.
See, I don't know. What the scrutiny is like in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson played his worst game as an NFL pro on Sunday against the Giants because he was missing throws left and right. He was unable to complete the targets when he needed to, and and and, he was unable to get by a banged up secondary last week. And look, the Ravens have a lot of issues, particularly on the defense. That they weren't able to get off the field on third down, and get against the Giants team that's in the bottom half of the league in every major offensive category except for rushing. That's a big problem. Now, I just think the Browns are just a mess without Deshaun Watson. So I think it's going to be a lot of points on the field here. So I'll take the Ravens to win this game 32-27 over the Browns. So I'll grab the points here with Cleveland.
All right, Natalie.
Yeah, the Ravens are definitely looking for a revenge game here. You definitely have a very solid 1-2 combo with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. Probably easily one of the top 3 best tight ends in the whole league. Browns are very wishy-washy. However, there's been one bright side, David Njoku. He's having a pretty solid season.
For Cleveland.
It's basically gonna. But the Ravens clearly have the better offense, the better defense. Although he was number 2 back right now, he's probably number 1 now in Kenyon Drake. He's been pretty solid.
He had a great week against the Giants last week. 11 yards to carry.
And yeah, he's definitely going to be the difference maker here. I'm not sure if he's going to replicate his stats from last game, but I think he's going to come pretty close. I actually don't even see the Browns covering this spread at all. I think the Ravens are going to win I could see a 2-score game here. I'm going to say 27-17 in favor of the Ravens. So I'm going against the spread on this one. I'm betting against them.
You're laying the 6.5 here. All right, Tim.
Yeah, well, Baltimore is going to be looking to bounce back, losing to those Giants, and Cleveland, as I've said, it seems like they're pretty much a fraud. I mean, they do well one season, and then they have like 2 or 3 or 4 seasons of bad years, and then they have that one season, and then they kind of repeat the cycle, and I don't see it anything different here. I look for Lamar Jackson to have a real bounce back game this week, so give me the Ravens in convincing fashion. I'm going to give them the victory by a score of 35-24. Quote the Ravens, nevermore.
Yeah. Tim's doing what I'm doing. He doesn't think they're going to cover either.
Next, we're going to go to Carolina, where the Panthers are going to be hosting NFC South rivals Tampa Bay. Tom Brady is mad as hell, but the Bucs come in at 11-point favorites. Biggest spread of the week here. So Flynn, what do I say?
Yeah, I actually think it's the other way around. I think the players should be mad at Brady for attending the wedding reception in the middle of prepping for a tough defense. This is a mess created by Tom Brady and only Tom Brady itself there. But here's the problem with this game: the Panthers are the worst team in football, and they're tanking. I mean, so they allowed a struggling Rams team to beat them by double digits. I mean, that's a significant problem. And I just mean and Baker Mayfield's unavailable to play. PJ Walker is taking the snaps, I think, for Carolina, and that too is a problem. I just think I don't like the way Tampa is playing at all. But they're going to win this game by double digits. They win this game 27-13 over Carolina.
All right, Natalie, do you see a blowout?
For the most, yeah, pretty much. The Panthers are a hot mess right now, and the Christian McCaffrey trade rumors, assuming he goes somewhere, that's probably going to make things even worse for them. They're in full rebuild mode. I mean, the rumors I'm hearing right now, don't quote me on this, is they're possibly talking to the Rams about swapping running backs, McCaffrey for Cam Akers. Not sure how true that is.
Yeah, it'll be another contract that Les Snead would have to take up. Well, with all the big contracts he's handed out to guys like Stafford and Donald and Cup and Leonard Floyd and Jalen Ramsey. So it's gonna be an Ocean's 11 approach that's gonna go overboard, I think, because of the salary cap constraints.
Yeah, he's pretty much the only player that they have left. DJ Moore is crashing back to earth. He's not the same player he once was, and they don't have much of a defense either. Tampa definitely wants to have a revenge game, losing to Pittsburgh, which was really shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna bet against the spread here, but they're definitely gonna lose by more than 11 points. I see this one being 31-17 in favor of Tampa.
My favorite part of all this with the Panthers is that Ben McAdoo survived the coaching plunge.
Oh, jeez. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the question is for how long?
Yeah.
Yeah. He should be gone too.
Yeah, anyway, pretty much agreeing with everything Flynn and Tally said. Carolina is just.
Oh, I forgot to say lock of the week. Sorry.
Okay. So Natalie is going to lock in the Buccaneers. Let's go ahead and get that up here.
Forgot about that one. Sorry.
Yeah, Natalie's lock of the week pick is the Buccaneers.
Yep.
So he's going to take those guys there. That's his lock of the week. And why is this thing not going back here? Yeah, my laptop is just here. So, well, anyway, as I was going to say, Carolina is pretty much garbage, and DJ Moore, as Natalie said, not what he once was.
Yeah.
Is and Buccaneers are going to be mad. They're going to be fighting mad this time, and I see a blowout here, and so I'm taking the Buccaneers very convincingly. I'm taking Tom Brady and the Bucs to blow out the Carolina Panthers by a score of 38-16.
Yeah.
And
you doing it?
I too am going to lock up the Bucs.
Yeah. Guess we won't be hearing the Panther song for a while.
Panther song.
You know the one I hear sometimes every time I pick them.
Yeah, the Carolina Panthers are feeling the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They're going to be feeling some pain here. So Natalie and I have our locks in so far, and
we're just waiting on Flynn's. Assuming he has one this week.
Yeah, I do have one.
I think I know which one it is. I'm based on where I'm looking.
I think
it's in the second row. I'm not going to say anything though. I think it's in the second row. Is lock of the week.
Well, we still have a game.
I mean, my rule for with the spread, the largest margin of victory I have for a particular game is the one I pick as the lock of the week. So you'll have to find out and see exactly what it is. So I picked Tampa to win by 14, but I have somebody winning by more than 14 points. So you have to be on the ears for that. And
maybe I'm wrong then, but we'll see. I think it's in the second row, but we'll see.
All right. Let's see. Let's get to the last game on the first row before we get to the second row.
Bengals at home against the Atlanta Falcons. The Bengals will be coming into this one as 6-point favorites. So this might be a whole lot of nothing here, Flynn. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I actually think this is going to be a closer game than a lot of people think because what people should learn last week is that Arthur Smith is a heck of a coach. He's going to get his team buttoned up and focused and ready to go on a week in, week out basis. And Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers learned the hard way last week. And I think that they're going to give the Bengals, who I think are a very good football team, and they had a terrific way to come back against the Saints on the road last week. So it's going to be a fun game, but I think it's going to be Burrow and Chase rescuing the Bengals once again. I'll take the Bengals to win 28-25.
Oh, okay. So he'll take the Falcons with the points, but the Bengals straight up. Natalie, what do you say?
Yeah, this one is. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I mean, Bengals or Falcons are both kind of off to a shaky start, but yeah, Jamar Chase is having a pretty decent season. He's coming off of a 2 touchdown game, so I think he's starting to get it together. T. Higgins is getting it together to some degree. Uh, they're the more improved team right now. Falcons are going to keep it close, but I too see a 3-point game, but I'm going to say 23-20 in favor of the Bengals.
Mm.
And I will go likewise. I will take the Falcons with the points, but with the Bengals straight up here. Uh, I can see Cincinnati bouncing back here. Give me the Bengals to win this one 24-21. Again, it's going to be a very close game, is what I'm saying. Well, I agree with my two colleagues here. The next game on the list as we go down the list. Oh, it's my game.
All right.
A
I think
high,
we
a
should.
high,
You go
a
first, Tim, since you're
high,
the fan.
a high noon shootout in Big D. The Dallas Cowboys bringing in the Detroit Lions. Oh, wait a minute. I usually go last since this is my team here.
Yeah, I propose you
Flynn.
go first.
Oh, you suppose that I go first?
I'm proposing that you go first since you're a fan of them.
Okay, very well then. Yeah, I'm still feeling the stink from last week, but there's a reason why those filthy Philadelphia chickens are 6-0. They are just, I mean, Cowboys defense was not as strong as they have been, and the Cowboys offense wasn't quite clicking. It seemed like Cooper Rush had kind of an off night slightly. But I'm still pissed off about that CD Lamb first down catch that the officials originally called incomplete. And I'm answering the question here. That's why Mike McCarthy is a bonehead because he did not throw the challenge flag. I mean, there's been times when I was expecting him to throw the challenge flag. He doesn't do it. So I don't know what the deal is here, but I'm looking for the Cowboys to bounce back here, even though I actually kind of predict a closer finish. And because, well, for one thing, don't sleep on the Lions. The Lions, highest scoring team in the league right now. Flynn, you said.
So what? I mean, their average took a nosedive when they got shut out by the Patriots. So I think they're like number 3 or number 4 in average.
Yeah, number 3 and number 4. They're top 5 in the league, and we're supposed to have Dak Prescott back in the lineup. So he's going to be going into practice tomorrow, working on his throwing hand, see how well it holds up. I'm going to take the Cowboys, and I'm going to go. If Dak has a good game, I think the Cowboys will beat the spread. I'm going to give the Cowboys 10 points on this one. Cowboys are picked by 7. I'm going to take them by 10. So give me the Cowboys to win this one and get back on the winning streak by a score of 30-20.
It's yeah. Listen. I'm picking the Cowboys to win this game, but I think 7 is a tricky number because you don't know what type of Lions team is going to show up. But all the Lions of big offensive explosions have come with in indoor stadiums, and I have to imagine that the roof is going to be closed again in this one. So I think the Lions are going to put up a lot of points. But even though it's against a very good Dallas defense, this is the best defense that the Lions have seen all season. So, but I do wonder aloud how Dak Prescott's going to get back into the fold here, because last year there was a game where Cooper Rush won a Sunday night game in Minnesota. Then Dak came back the following week and they got killed by Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos. So that's the hesitancy I have here in terms of laying the lumber here. I'll take the Cowboys to win, but I'll take the Lions with the points, 31-26.
Okay. So according to Flynn, the Lions will cover, but Cowboys get the outright victory. Natalie, what do you got?
Okay, yeah, first I guess I was wrong. I thought that was going to be Flynn's lock of the week. For some reason, I thought he was going to lock that one in. But yeah, with Dak back, I think Dallas is back on track. He's going to have all of his weapons, and they still have a very respectable defense. Uh, I do think the Lions are going to come up just short in covering the points. They're going to lose just by a hair more than 7. They're going to lose by 8. So it'll be 31-23.
So we're all taking the Cowboys on this one straight up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're going now to Jacksonville, where the Jaguars will be home against the very surprising New York Giants. Jaguars are picked by 3. Flynn, I believe that's a little. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a misprint.
Nope, the Jaguars are favored by 3 points here. Everybody's got Jacksonville on the -3, -3.5 range. So yes, the Jaguars are favored by 3 points in this game.
So your analysis, sir.
Upset special. Giving my guy Brian Dable, my guy Daniel Jones, my guy Saquon Barkley, my guy Wink Martindale, my guy Mike Kafka. They're gonna go to Jacksonville and they're gonna go to 6-1. Give me the Giants over Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars. Listen, I know how good Trevor Lawrence is because I know as a Notre Dame fan, he killed us while he was in college at Clemson. But I think the Giants have the better coach, and that's going to buy them to victory here. Giants 27, Jaguars 24, and an upset special.
And when you say Wink Martindale, all I got to say is 3 words. Tick, tack, dough.
All right, Natalie.
Yeah. I got to give a lot of credit to the Giants. Yeah, this is probably one of the best starts that I've seen in my years of existence. And I'm sure Flynn was the same way, one of the best Giants teams he's ever seen. Yeah. I was to say, yeah, who needs Kadarius Toney when we have some solid weapons in Wan'Dale Robinson? We have a solid weapon in Daniel Bellinger. He's been very solid in his first year.
And Kayvon Thibodeau, all of them Joe Shane picks in the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, that Thibodeau strip fumble, that little tap, that sealed the deal.
Yeah, and we knew he was going to deliver a big moment early on. So I think a lot of teams are going to have to game plan around Thibodeau as a problem for years to come, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not sure why they called it a sack since Lamar was still standing up, but I'll take it. If that's his first sack, that's a fine way to get one. And as far as this game goes, and I'll go back to I do my smart aleck comment every time until this happens. But Andrew Thomas still has more touchdowns than Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney.
Yep, he absolutely does.
But will either one of them play? That remains to be seen. In either case, this is going to be. I see this game being more on the defensive side. I think it's going to come down to the last couple of minutes or so, but I got to go with the team that's playing better right now. I got to take Big Blue, 23-20.
Upset special for Natalie.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this here. This game is not my upset special, but the Giants are red hot right now. I mean, there's no use turning away from these guys. These guys are starting to look pretty good. Trevor Lawrence is doing pretty good so far. But I'm gonna roll with the boys in the blue here. Like I said, this is not my upset special of the week, but I'm taking the Giants over the Jaguars by a score of 30-24.
Wow! Wow! You think the Giants are gonna hang 30 on them? Interesting.
They could. They could. Big divisional matchup in here. AFC South
Absolutely
representatives.
huge.
We have the Indianapolis Colts going to Nashville against the Tennessee Titans. Titans right now are 2.5 point favorites. So, what do you got here, Flynn?
So yeah, this to me is a huge game, especially for Indianapolis because look, Tennessee is coming off their bye week, but I think the way the Colts were able to win that game without Jonathan Taylor and without Naheem Hines, so Matt Ryan had 58 pass attempts. Jonathan Jones said something important on Monday QB special on CBS Sports Network was the Colts did an outstanding job in pass protection, and that was led by my guy Quentin Nelson, who was just fantastic. In victory over Jacksonville, it was a terrific game, and Matt Ryan was tough and clutch when it mattered the most. And I think that's the type of game that's going to galvanize the Colts. I know the Colts came in with a lot of pressure, but I think Matt Ryan is settling in to defense with Frank Reich. I think this is going to be a game where I think it's going to come down to the wire again. But I think that the Colts are going to win this game with their defense. So because I don't trust, I think Tennessee is too one-dimensional with the ground attack. So they can set up for the run to stop the run and have Ryan Tannehill win the game by himself. That's exactly how the Giants beat Tennessee. Take Derrick Henry out of the game and make Ryan Tannehill win the game in the fourth quarter, which he wasn't able to do then. I don't think he's going to be able to do that here. So I'll take the Colts to win this game 21-20 over Tennessee.
Wow, pretty close one right there. Natalie, what do you say about this one?
Yeah, this is the one I actually had the most one of my more difficult ones to decide. This one could really go either way. This is a great battle division rivals here. I think it's all going to come down to which running backs' legs are going to hold up longer. And I was kind of going back and forth on it, but at the end, I think we're going to have a first split decision here. I believe I'm going to give the Titans the benefit of the doubt at home. I think they're going to win this one 27-25.
Okay. Well, looks like I'm going to have to break this tie here. Yeah, big game for probably the two best teams in the South right now. I think Jonathan Taylor is still out. I'm still looking at Derrick Henry to try to get a 100-yard game here. Yeah, Colts have a very good defense, but I'm going to give the edge to the Titans here. Give me the Titans to cover the spread and win by a score of 27-23. Colts are going to make them work for it, but I believe the Titans will come out victorious in the end.
So you got Tennessee 27-23?
I got Tennessee 27-23.
All right. I know you had 27-23. I just didn't catch that one. I got it.
Okay. Now we're moving on to our nation's capital, where the Commanders are going to be home against the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are going to be fighting mad here coming into Washington. Right now, the Packers are 5.5-point favorites, Flynn.
Yeah, I just don't know how watchable this game is going to be. The Packers broken offense against Washington without Carson Wentz, who's now at 4 weeks because of a finger injury. So that's going to take the intrigue out of this game. Look, the defense. I do think the Packers they improved defensively and against the Jets. Now I know that was lost to the shuffle because all the talk, rightfully so, is on the Packers offense and their inability to put up points here. But this defense, I think, is capable of dominating this game. So I'll take the Packers to win 21-13 over Washington.
All right, Natalia, what do you say here?
Yeah, this game is kind of a tough one to decide. Yeah. The Packers just aren't the same team anymore. Washington is just god awful. Apparently, Rodgers has come crashing down to earth. I think he might be, if for fantasy purposes, you could probably consider him a maybe number 2 quarterback now, or QB2 in the league. Because like he's probably right now, he's probably that quarterback that's not good enough to be your starter, but also not bad enough to where you want to drop him.
Right.
Yeah. He's like your epitome of the average quarterback. But however, they still have the better weapons. I mean, I think Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, they're eventually going to get it together. Alan Lazard, yeah, he's been all right. But yeah, look at Robert Tonyan. He somehow came out of nowhere. He's improving. But on the opposite side, Washington, they probably found their new number 1 running back. What's that guy's name? Brian Robinson or something?
Brian Robinson. What a story that was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think it's going to go back and forth. It's probably going to come down to maybe a last minute touchdown. I don't think it's going to be close, but I don't see Washington covering the points here. I think they're going to lose by more. Give me Green Bay 27-20.
Well, yeah. Packers, like I said, Packers going to be coming in mad. Wentz is out. But Green Bay does have some offensive weapons, like Natalie said, Alan Lazard. I'd say Lazard is above average, but not quite above average, but he's okay. And I'm going to take the exact same result. I'm taking the Packers with the exact same scores, Natalie, 27-20.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be interesting. Let's go down to the third level now. We have the New York Jets going into Denver to take on the Broncos. The Broncos are picked by 3.5, but that almost looks like that could be a typo as well.
Nope, the Broncos are favored by 3 points, Tim.
All right, let's talk about this one, Flynn.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets here. The Jets right now have believe it or not, they have the better coach right now, and they have the better quarterback right now, which is crazy when you think about Zach Wilson and Russell Wilson here. But Russell Wilson has been dreadful the entire year. Do you know how many yards he had in the second half and overtime last night in the loss against the Chargers? Do you know how many passing yards he had?
0?
15.
15 passing yards.
Yeah, that's how broken that that offense is. I think the Jets defense is going to go all after Russell Wilson. And
is he doing it?
What happened?
He's doing it.
Yeah, I'm picking the Jets here. I never thought I would pick the Jets to beat the Broncos when the season started. I mean, Denver has been atrocious. They've been the biggest disappointment but in the NFL by a colossal margin. I'll take the Jets to win this game in an upset special, 17-16.
Oh, another one. Let's hear it. Let's give it to them. Got the Jets
here. All right.
Yeah, this one was a pretty difficult one for me to pick. I mean, yeah, I got to give the Jets a lot of credit. They're having a pretty good year. I thought they were going to be improved, but not that improved. I mean, while the Broncos defense is respectable on paper, that's really the only thing. That's the only thing that's going good for them. They have a respectable defense, but I actually think the Jets are going to make it interesting. I think they're going to tear into that defense a bit, especially with their possible rookie of the year, Breece Hall. He's having a very solid season.
And Sauce Gardner right now might be the leader of the clubhouse for defensive rookie of the year.
It could very well be. Yeah. Well, I mean, while Zach Wilson is a little wishy-washy right now, and their defense is questionable, yeah, I think Breece Hall and Zach Wilson, they're gonna work together in tandem. I think they're going to rip apart into the Broncos defense a bit. I mean, call me crazy, but this is what I was going back and forth with. I could see the Jets winning this game too. And I think they're going to win by more than 3, in all honesty.
Wow.
I could see them winning by maybe somewhere between 5 and 8 points. Give me the Jets 25-18. I'll just throw a random number out there. 25-18 Jets.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to make it unanimous right here. And I never thought that the Jets would be playing at the level that they are right now. I mean, they're like probably one of the best teams that no one is talking about right. Meanwhile, the Broncos, I think they're just slowly going in shambles. I think Russell Wilson is starting to become a shell of what he used to be. I just don't know about. I feel sorry for the guy. I used to call him the most underrated quarterback in the entire NFL. But I am going to go with the Jets here. I'm going to have them winning by a score of 26-21. So we're all on board with the green and with the blue with the Giants. Well, there's New York teams out there. Man, who would ever thought?
Who would have thought there would be a week where Natalie or Tim would pick both the Giants and the Jets?
Moving right along, we have an interesting AFC matchup here. We got the Houston Texans going up against the Las Vegas Raiders in Sin City. Raiders are 7-point favorites, and if I'm not mistaken, well, I thought I was going to say something here, but I forgot what I was going to say. Flynn, go.
This was the single toughest game of the week for me to pick with the points here. I'm going to take the Raiders. You know my commentary on the Raiders throughout the season. I don't think Josh McCarron is the guy. I just don't think that they have the X factor to compete in the AFC West with the Chiefs and the Chargers here. But the team they're facing is the Texans. The Texans to me are the worst team in the AFC 1-53. And I think the Derek Carr to Devontae Adams combination is going to be lethal and dreamy. I think the Raiders are going to take care of business and beat the Texans 35-24. Now, the Raiders have lost a couple of close games, so I think that's why I'm comfortable laying the 7 points here with the Raiders.
All right, Natalie, what do you say about this one?
Yeah, I think this one for me, this is probably my toilet bowl game. Actually, this might be a bit of a stretch, but I could see this game being the lowest combined point total. But the Texans' offense is pretty much nothing. Their defense is pretty much nothing. Raiders have a decent offense, but typically not a great defense. This is going to be a super low-scoring game. I'm going to take I think the Texans are going to cover the points, but they're definitely going to lose this game. It's going to be a very low, modest score. Give me the Raiders 17, Texans 14.
It looks like I'm going to be a little bit more generous here. Not much to say about this game. Texans, yeah, worst team. Probably one of the worst teams in the AFC right now. We can't say that about the Jets right now. But Houston's pretty bad. Las Vegas, of course, still has their problems, but I see Vegas coming out. I do see the Raiders winning by 7. So give me the Las Vegas Raiders by a score of 27-20. I'll take that there. Next, we have a West Coast shootout between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Chargers at SoFi Stadium. And the Chargers will be coming in right now as 6.5-point favorites. So, Flynn, what we got here?
Yeah, I think this is going to be two offenses that can be slinging the ball all over the field at SoFi Stadium on Sunday. But I'm going to take the Chargers to win, but I think this is going to be a game with another game where the Chargers win ugly because there are a lot of things I saw from the Chargers that I didn't like. But particularly when it came to the offense, but Seattle's defense is far worse than Denver's, so I think that'll enable the Chargers to go out and win this game. I'll grab the points with Seattle, so I think this is a 31-27 game that favors the Chargers and Sally.
Yeah, this one is going to be. I see this being a close one too. I mean, Seattle's improving a little bit. As it stands right now, they're not that last place team that we anticipated them to be. They're coming a long way, and that promising rookie picked up by yours truly has been doing pretty well. Kenneth Walker has been pretty solid his first couple games, and it remains to be seen if Lockett and Metcalf could keep up what they're doing. And their defense though is pretty bad. And on the flip side, the Chargers I think are clearly the better team right now. It's going to be a close one. I think the Seahawks are going to cover the points, but Chargers are still going to win 31-29.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the Chargers here too, but I'm going to take the Seahawks with the points. They still have their great receivers. They got Tyler Lockett, that DK Metcalf. Chargers, I think they're going to be seeing to do okay. I think Justin Herbert is at 100%, if I'm not mistaken. He should be all right. So I can see this a closer game than what that spread tells me. So like I said, Seahawks with the points, but straight up, I'm taking the Chargers here. Give me the Chargers over the Seahawks by a score of 33-30. That's how close it's going to be. Probably going to be a probably field goal within the last 5 minutes of the game is what I see here.
Remember, Dustin Hopkins is out 2 to 4 weeks because of a hamstring injury. So their kicker.
Oh yeah, right. From this past Monday night, and they're working on a very short week here. That might work to their disadvantage, but who knows? Now we come up to a rematch of Super Bowl. What was it?
54.
Super Bowl 54. That's right. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going into San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Right now, the Chiefs are 3-point favorites. So, Flynn, what do you see here?
Yeah, in terms of picking the winner and loser of this game, this was the toughest game of the week for me to pick because I think 3 points is pretty appropriate for this game because you know how obsessed I am with Patrick Mahomes, you know how obsessed I am with Andy Reid, but look, you know the 49ers are going to try to bounce back from that atrocious performance against the Falcons on Sunday. So I think the 49ers have an excellent roster, but even though they are decimated with injuries, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to find a way to win this game. So I'll take the 49ers. I don't feel great about this pick. This is the pick among the 14 games to pick I feel least confident about, but I'm going with it. I'm taking the 49ers to win this game 20-17 over Kansas City.
Interesting. Natalie.
Yeah, this one was a very, very tough one. I could see both defenses struggling here. Both teams are going to put up nice offensive numbers. Yeah, I think it's all pretty much going to come down to who has the last possession. I see an overtime affair here. I see a 3-point game winning field goal by the Niners. 31-28 in overtime.
Wow. Interesting. Well, I guess I'm the only person that's going to be taking the Chiefs here. I think the Chiefs are going to be kind of fighting mad right now. I can see this game probably not as close as what the spread is. It's going to be It's going to be close, but not that close. I see Kansas City winning this one by a score of 33-27. Maybe impulse, or maybe thinking something differently, thinking outside the box, baby, but who knows? I got Chiefs winning 33-27. Sunday night football on NBC. Very interesting AFC matchup here. The Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins are 7-point favorites, and I believe Tua time is back. So, Flynn, what you got?
Yeah, I think if Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback in this game, I would have picked the Steelers in an upset. But I think Tua is gonna make some plays. I think he's gonna go back to how the Dolphins got to that 3-0 start in the first place, and that's incorporating guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle into the mix and keeping the Pittsburgh offense off the field. So I'll take the Dolphins to win this game 23-19 over Pittsburgh.
All right, Natalie.
Yeah, this one was a kind of a tough one. I mean, without Tua, the Dolphins were simply falling apart, and Steelers have been terrible this year. I mean, what was once a strong defense has pretty much just decimated. They don't have like any flashy names left, as far as I could tell. I mean, Kenny Pickett, he hasn't been off to the best start. He's been getting banged up, but with Tua back, although Tua is going to be off to, he'll probably be a little bit shaky his first go around, but he's definitely going to find his rhythm in the fourth quarter, which is going to make the difference. The Steelers are just barely going to cover the 7 points. So give me the Dolphins to win this one 24-17. I think that's 7 points, right? 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, that's exactly 7.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it's going to be even.
Yeah, Tua back in the lineup is going to give a boost of confidence for those Dolphins here. Pittsburgh seems a little bit discombobulated here, even though they did pull off the upset against Green Bay, but I don't believe they'll be able to pull off the upset here. I'm going to take the Dolphins to win by a score of 28-24. Pittsburgh is going to make it close, but I see Tua time taking it at the end. 28-24, give me the Fighting Fish. And one more game to talk about. Monday Night Football on ESPN. It's the New England Patriots at home against the Chicago Bears. And right now, the Patriots are 8-point favorites. So, Flynn, what you got here?
Yeah, this is such a nightmare for Justin Fields because he goes up against the Belichick defense in his first year as an NFL starter. This game is a recipe for disaster for the Bears. They can't stop the run. They can't complete the forward pass, and they just lost to at home to the Commanders. And Brian Robinson. So I just think that the Bears are just reeling. They're one of the worst teams in the NFC. It doesn't matter what Eberflus can do to save this team. Yeah, it's going to be a game where I just think the Patriots are going to win the game, and the Patriots have had a lot of surprising success with Bailey Zappi as the quarterback and Ramondre Stevenson going off once again. I think he's going to have another 120, 130-yard rushing game for the Patriots. And that's a problem here. So this is such a one-sided matchup that favors the Patriots. Get the graphic ready, Tim. Patriots 34, Bears 17, and that is my lock of the week.
So that's the lock of the week right there.
Yeah, saved it for the end.
For Mr. Flynn here. All right. So, Natalie, you got anything for this one?
Yeah, Flynn pretty much hit the nail on the head. Although the Patriots aren't that good, the Bears are far worse. And I put both of these teams in last place for a reason. The only bright spot for the Bears right now is Roquan Smith, but he can't carry that defense by himself. He's doing all the work.
And he might get traded by the deadline in 2 weeks.
It's very possible. Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't get any help, this Bears team will never improve. And yeah, if he goes, obviously that defense is far worse. Yeah, although the Patriots aren't that good, they're way better than the Bears. I can't really say too much about their offense, but yeah, like Flynn said, Stevenson has been fantastic. I guess Damian Harris is a nice solid backup if he plays. They're a pretty good 1-2 combo right now. So give me New England 30-20, double down. They win by 10.
All right. Natalia's going to double down on the Patriots. Yeah, this Justin Fields, he's going to have another rough day here, and I say the Patriots are going to really tear him up here. Yeah, the Patriots are not the best in the world, but like Natalie said, the Bears are much worse. Give me the Patriots at home to win 24-10. So, yeah, it's going to be a big nightmare for the Bears right there. So, I guess that's going to close it up, and we'll just go ahead and hit that button right here, and guess we could put a wrap on this thing here. Hopefully, this will be a better pick'em week for me than this past week here. So,
and for the tally too.
Yeah, it was pretty rough last week, but
yeah, but we did only 2 solo picks. I have one and Tim has one. Because I have the Colts winning over Tennessee, while Tim has Kansas City over San Francisco.
Yeah, that Kansas City San Francisco game is going to be a good one to watch. Hopefully they'll be able to air it in my area, so that'd be good to watch.
They should, because it's because the other 4:25 game on Fox is Seattle and the Chargers, and you're probably gonna want.
I'm gonna see what games I got in my area this week. Let's see.
I guess being that Patrick Mahomes is a native East Texan, he grew up in White House, Texas, which I think is about an hour drive from where I live.
I think you're getting Seahawks Chargers instead of Niners Chiefs.
I mean, obviously from my area. Let's see what I'm getting. I'm getting Green Bay and Commanders for Fox, and then I'm getting Lions and Cowboys for CBS.
And the Lions Cowboys game is Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson.
Yeah,
I know Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth are calling the Giants game. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch them Giants again. The Giants, the Jets. Wow.
And the only 1-loss team or better that's playing this week is the Giants.
Yep. They'll be going into Jacksonville on that one. Well,
except because the Bills, Vikings, and Eagles are all on bye, as are the Rams.
Right. That's true. So remember, folks, either bench or drop any players that you have who play for the Bills, the Rams, the Vikings, and the Eagles.
Yep.
They will be in action next week. So take care of that. Make sure you make all your adjustments. Good luck in your fantasy leagues. People, make your picks for our games. Put them in the comment section below. See if you can pick the games better than we can.
Yeah.
Y'all don't forget to click on one of the links in the description area so you can listen to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn.
Yeah. Also send us fantasy questions if you have any.
Yeah, and also what I think you should do is did you put Putnam's channel on the description, because you're doing his podcast tomorrow?
Oh, right. It's very simple here. I'm gonna have to put my clipboard over to the side. Let me go ahead and give him his Here it's here. Let me type it in. Yeah,
A
he's got.
Fizzle 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a show with him on Wednesday nights. And anybody y'all want to check it out? Just go to this one right there, youtube.com/apizzle90. That's Alex Putnam, myself, and Mr. Lucas Cantwell, LC Muscles, we call him.
Yeah.
So check it out tomorrow night. Gonna be pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, one of our guys that usually cannot join the show because he has a night job, of course, but he kind of injured himself a little bit, but so he will be able to join us, but under a bad circumstance. But he'll be glad to see him nonetheless. So y'all be sure and check it out. YouTube.com/apizzle90. So y'all be sure to watch that one. But anyway, I think we are about to put a wrap on this one. Check out John Flynn with Hooked on Sports. Flynn, Natalie, it was a good show. Thanks, guys.
Of course.
Thank you.
And we thank all of you for joining us. And of course, to my friend Brandy, she actually sent that message right before we got on the air. But I wanted to wait till we got on the air to give her the props and give her the love and just So so hopefully y'all have a great week. Y'all enjoy the games. And we shall be back with you same bat time, same bat channel for another edition of Fantasy Football Fever. So for John Flynn and John Natale, my name's Tim McClellan. Thanks for joining us. God bless you all. And as always, remember, be a good sport. See ya.